Hello, and welcome to Steel Division 2. Welcome to game 11 in the Generals Tournament here. Here between Shkodder and Farid Rommel playing on one map or another. I'm sure I'll find it in a second. Here we go. Shkodder 17th SS versus Task Force Butler. So let's get right into the game. Right, so in terms of this game in particular, 17th SS, one of the best in the game. It was certainly considered S tier for a long time. You can see actually rushing up the Fed Gendarmerie here, together with Pionierführer in the little tractions. These are still useful as a way to, take positions early, but like, I'm not really sure that this is much worth it. You can rush the tractions up just fine and capture some early flags, but 17th SS got a huge nerf in that most of the units that can actually come in these tractions are either leaders or, of course, the Fed Gendarmerie is one of the only ones that was left there. And so, rushing your Pionierführer into the start here, it's certainly an aggressive one. But, that's what Farid Rommel is going for, and he is a very, very good player. Of course, Shkodder also, I think, a Div 1 player of times past. And Task Force Butler, it's not a bad division either, but I think in terms of infantry, it drops off heavily. It's got, like, these great Maquisards and stuff, but there's not even any, like, despite the 2 cavalry scouts coming up here, one of them should have definitely been put in this area. Kind of, you probably want it. Actually, this is my designated bazooka house right here, because everything that comes past these buildings really is going to get shot by bazooka, so it's fairly easy to catch them out. So interesting there that he's got that. I guess he's got the rifle leader with his bazooka, so he could pop out potentially and take a snipe at that, but he is going to be spotted by some of the infantry that is screened by the 233. Further up north, no huge actions, just the Fed Gendarmerie, and this Fed Gendarmerie captured this flag, and then he did get up on the hill. There is the M4A1 and the M5A1 to face off against this Martyr, which just the fact that there's 2 tanks versus 1 should equal a win. But then you still have to get rid of all these folks, don't you? But once this Martyr goes down, there's no other AT up there. And now cavalry scouts here, 2 of them. So this 222 can't really get into this green cover, but you can fairly safely just like park it over here, and that's kind of what I like to do with tanks as well. If you can manage to clear out this area, or if you don't have the hill, right? Because otherwise, if you have the hill, otherwise AT guns will just fire at you. Then it's fairly easy to just park a tank or something like that, and the only thing you really have to worry about is aircraft. But further down in the sound, further down in the town, rifles late here, putting out some good damage. This one's out in the open though, and looks like the Panzergrenadiers and stuff just having a good amount of veterancy here as well as he being open in the cover. He didn't turn off auto cover for that. Is going to be a problem as all these units get forced back. And the rifles leader, I was just holding fire on the sniper rifle, but that might be able to come forward and get that 233. The Sherman might kind of save the day here, but if this infantry starts moving forward, he's already got such a mass of units here that he could just take the town for free, basically. M10 creeping forward. The Aufklärer does see it, so the Shkodder shouldn't get ambushed by that. Sneaky position there. But now that the Stuk 4 is aiming first, because normally the M10, they take like forever to aim, right? That's the only real downside. Once the M10's shooting, it's fine, but ooh, it goes down right there. The second shot, the 2-star Stug already paying off itself off, and there's a Stuk 4 up here as well. Oy, but the bazooka troop goes down in the cavalry there, and now the M4A1 is stuck on the hill with the hill depression, as he always says it. But the Martyr's got to take out the Sherman, which is going to take away crucial support here. And now there's nothing left to kill the Stuk 4. And the Stuk 4, of course, is already a very hard target to deal with for the things. But if that bazooka didn't go down, man, that would have been just a lot better here for Shkodder. Sherman gone forward, but the infantry has died. The M1 gun has to come up here, which can't just get spotted by that Aufklärer again. If he was in the right position. But even the M1 gun, I think this is the American M1 gun, so they don't get APCR. They get, HE instead. 222 here. Also suffered from depression on the hill, funnily enough. That's always a little bit funny to see how the machine gun can fire with the 20 can. Technically, like, he's firing through the hill. That would be so weird if that's what the cause of the hill depression was. Now though, the Volksdeutsche, have moved forward here, taking advantage of that. The Shkodder did back off versus the M5A1, but the Volksdeutsche were able to rush them forward here, and are going to be able to kill these mortars now. SP233 firing off against the M5A1. I think the M5A1 does not have the range for that. The 1500 meter range of the 233 coming in handy there, as the mortars are going to try to force them out. Because another weakness of Tesla's Butler is it really lacks in the like CQC department in Phase A. Like, you get good CQC in Phase B, I suppose, but it's very hard to kind of push in Phase A because you only get the American like pioneers. I suppose you get like some flamethrowers potentially, but it is definitely in trouble. And now these Stug 4s that M8 isn't, if it doesn't manage to hide behind that hill, is going to die. Thankfully, now this one's going to be on the hill, being suffering from some depression, but now Farid is actually using these Shkodder bits and capture the Russian 122mm ones. Actually, some luck here that the M10 does get the driver killed there with its APCR. Oh, I do keep forgetting that these are the American M10s, right? It is Tesla's Butler. So they are the more expensive ones that do have that 2K range with their HE there. Flak 36 up. Marauder did manage to push out that Volksdeutsche, but now the Shkodder is going to slowly crawl its way forward. And this still has a 1500 meter range like heat shell. That's relatively accurate. It's 40%, so it's not like amazing, but you can still hit more often than not. Now these SPWs are coming in. The cavalry scouts are going to have to get out and move on to kill the 222 and 233. But there's a Ju-87 out here. No AA, of course. The amount of AA being severely lacking, but I don't think there's any... Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good, though. Hellcat. Ooh. Man, I will say the one thing that the Shukas have going for them in a dogfight is their absolutely amazing turning rate, right? Like, unless you have specifically like a yak, the agility is actually way better, which is weird because you don't even like see them having agility. That's pretty greedy though, coming in for another run just to let it die to the Hellcat like that. That's not really a good use of the Ju-87. So now a little more secure. Probably Farid only takes one in A, but you do get 2 cards of them. So like the second B phase starts here, unless he gets some like AA out. It's going to be a real problem for him. And he's even got the Panzergrenadier on return fire in the house. He probably spotted the Sherman down here, which also went down to the ET plane. Shkodder has somewhat managed to stabilize. The rifles have managed to take out these troops. And the 222 is desperately running from that bazooka, going to be able to take out that rifle's light. And now it's just a horde of infantry. Farid definitely using the Vanguard to his advantage here to get a move on, right? And it's going to be pretty tough here for Shkodder to get a hold back onto this, especially since the Volksdeutsche has moved forward now. There's a Stug coming now. He's going to need some kind of something to deal with these Stug 4s, and really the American armor does not match up very well against them. The Shkodder bits, it did get pinned down here. The 50 cal fire in there together with the M10. Do manage to force that back, but it's not going to go down from the looks of it. But Volksdeutsche, once again, matching up pretty well against these rifles late. Ideally, you want these within the 500 meter range. Because once you're in the 500 meter range, they've got great DPS, right? But outside of them, it's kind of hard to justify their points for 30 points. Because you've got like similar units like the Prasenas or something. Or I'm pretty sure in the Polish Home Army, there's even like a double bar unit potentially. Now, that might be a single bar unit. But the point is, 2 bars, 2 BARs do not match up versus dual MG42s or even the MG34s here of the Panzerguns. And now the M1919 getting caught out. It's cover versus no cover engagement. There's a Stug 4 creeping forward. They do have the lightning here, so it does see this, but it's going to be pretty hard. And now the SS-Panzergrenadier and Volksdeutsche are going to be able to come and delete these units right there. These guys would have to be running back already to try and avoid that. Maybe the M8 can come up and help out with its 50 cal. But the M1919 goes down. Another Panzer coming forward just to rush down this road. There's nothing there to stop him. Maybe the this thing's out of position, right? So we won't be able to see that too. Cavalry scouts coming in, maybe for the Stug 4, but that's not the best response, and now it's a 17-7. There's another Shroud Fit. It comes forward. That's a little bit of a weird position. I guess you can do that, but with such a slow vehicle, like, that's liable to get sniped basically anywhere. Bowfighter coming in. These were buffed recently in their availability, and they are generally pretty good, but I think they only get 8 SCP rockets, and they're not so accurate that they can just come out. But the Bowfighter, another great vehicle we saw there, probably could have seen how many MGs it had. It just tears things apart if you can actually get a beat on them. SS Legionary clearing out the mortars. These rifles light did get surrounded here. Pioneer gonna match up very well. Oh, the Sonic Grenade range though. So we'll be able to kill that off, but now that they're surrounded, it's a 16-8. 6 minutes left on the game. And just so many units here come forward. The M5A1 should be able to kill the 233. But we did see it snipe another one, and now the Cavalry Scouts with its thing. As long as it doesn't die in the freaking half-track again, it should be fine. It's like he's got the recon for it. He didn't really quite unload directly on top of that Stug, so that Stug is going to live another day. And now 18-6, another Stug coming in to replace that, or potentially to come in for the M5A1 here. Just unable to really get through this. And now the Aufklärer succeeding in the cover engagement versus the rifle slate. That's a little bit funny. They don't really do that much damage though. As this rifle slate probably going to go down in a second here. Do manage to actually pin down the Panzergrenadier, and you see just how much damage they put out in that 500-meter range. But yeah, if you don't have them in the right position, it's not going to help much. Ooh, and the half track goes down, so there's once again nothing to kind of prevent the armor. Now the Free French rallies troops are coming in, and this B-phase infantry. He is in Maverick, and he's got 5 minutes to kind of make a pushback here, but Farid really has managed to secure every large position on the hill. He's got like CQC in here and in this cover, so very important ones to hold. He's got armor coming up to reinforce even leaders. The Shroud Fetop is even firing at the buildings here. That is forcing some of these rallies to get pinned down. And now they do have 2 machine guns, but I think I've said it before at some point, the FM 24-29 is absolutely trash. Like, it's so bad. So, is this unit even worth 25 points? It's more like a 23-point unit, let's be honest. That'd be too good for 20 points, because you'd have a 9-man squad with 2 machine guns. But, man, the FM is half of an MG34, so when you think about it, yeah, I guess 25 points kind of fits. But then they don't even have a lot of health and stuff. It's nice to have, but not an amazing unit. And now the Martyr here. It's just going to get free shots on the FFI Makizaz, which are coming up to try and deal with these SS Legionaries. And now they do have Molotovs and stuff. So they would have been able to do that, but not if the Martyr here manages to get a whole bunch of shots on target. Oop. Does miss versus the M5A1, so the M5A1 might just take that out. Yep, and does. So the Makizaz learn to live another day, but now the rifle's late. Versus the Volksdeutsche are in cover. They do have the semi-autos, but yeah, just the cover differential there made a huge difference. And now they're reloading their bars and their semi-autos without pinning down the Volksdeutsche because of the cover difference. And yeah, 17-7 still. There's an M45A1 here. Ooh, the M10 does take a shot. That Stug is not dead, apparently, and hits both shots. That is terribly unlucky. The M476 finally manages to get a shot, but it's not going to take damage from the Stug as well. Jesus, the luck. And then it bounces the Stug 4, and the Stug 4 is going to get killed. The luck there. Jesus Christ. That is just some bad fortune for Shkodder here. A lot of trades haven't gone his way, which is the nature of the game sometimes. And now we see again the M476 matching up against the Stug 4. You can't really engage these at range. Like, the penetration drop-off of the M4A176 is not going to be able to penetrate that. at the max range. Like, it's got a pretty good chance, so it's not terrible. And, like, within a 1,000-meter range, you're still getting, like, over 60% chance of penning it, I think. But it's tough. M10 certainly going to be able to do a lot better than that, especially if you keep it a little bit further away. But of course, there's not going to be any supply coming in, so the 2 APCR shells won't do it. The Shkodder 4 haven't done anything, and there's no Bofors out or anything. The Ju-87 here, yeah, he's just rushing infantry forward. The Shkodder 4 is here, though. If Edge and Domler would be able to, like, take care of those CQC, actually. So he's not even going to temporarily get this flag down. They don't have a Panzerfaust. I think they used to, but of course, 4 units. They should have just given them an extra MG34. And the Panzerfaust, that would have helped a lot. These units are all pushing forward now. There's nothing here to prevent the capture of this flag. It's just the rifles leader that was preventing that for a long time. And the HE thrower, the 2K HE thrower went down, so no support on the hill either. And that's game. Shkodder did manage to get a decent enough, like, didn't manage to lose a lot, but Farid was just on top of him with all the kills that game. So the 350-point loss there in high-level games like this can sometimes really make or break the game. But yeah, 50 minutes, 50 seconds. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.